It's springtime, and I like the idea of wildflowers growing in a field and a young lady running through that field with her skirt blowing in the wind. There's something about skirts blowing in the wind that I think makes for a good art subject. But anyway, so today I did this with gouache, and it's just an opportunity for me to celebrate spring. It's March 5th, it's Ash Wednesday, and so this did take a long time, so if you want to watch the whole video, it is kind of long, but I left it in real time so you could see every little thing I did, per your request. Maybe not yours, but maybe yours. Somebody out there requested long real-time videos, which normally is what I do, but when this is actually, and you'll see if you watch this is actually two paintings. I did the landscape first, and then I painted the girl on top of it. And that's one of the beauties of gouache, is that with gouache you can paint over other paintings. You have to be careful, because the water in the gouache of the second layer will activate the first layer, and you just got to be careful with that. But otherwise, this came out all right. I think it looks very playful and very animated. So let me show you how I did this one right now. Good morning. It is Wednesday. It's Ash Wednesday. And that means I'll be going to church with Robin and her mom later this afternoon. But right now, I'm going to do a painting, and I'm going to do it in two, whatever. I'm going to paint something like watercolor-ish, and then I want to paint something over it with gouache, probably straight out of the tube. So, anyway, hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. So let me tell you what I did yesterday. I don't know if I shared this with you, but I ordered a flag, a U.S. flag, from our congresswoman who represents our area here. And what they offer, what is offered through the Congress, is to have a flag flown to honor somebody. And all they do is they put it up in the they raise it on the flagpole, and then they lower it. I've never actually seen it happen, but that's what they say they do. But anyway, they raise and lower a flag in honor of somebody that you want to honor. And so I wanted to honor my brother Tom, who served in the U.S. Air Force, and he's been retired for a very long time, but he's almost, this is his month of birth. He's born in August, so I thought it would be a nice birthday gift for him. That's why I did it. And they flew it in Washington, D.C. They fly it over the Capitol building. If you're not from America, you know that's the hub of our government. And it's kind of a nice symbolic gesture, I think. I did it once a long time ago for my dad. And he loved it, he kept that flag for a very long time. Well, his whole life. And he would always put that flag up on the flagpole. So anyway, I had it done for my brother, Tom, and it seemed like it took a long time to get here, because I actually ordered it for the first time in December. But they eventually did it, and it was very nice, and it came with a certificate which I had requested, and the certificate acknowledged my brother's service in the Air Force. Isn't that nice? So, yesterday Robin and I drove over to his house. He lives about, I don't know, 20, 25 miles away from here. So we drove it over to his place to give it to him, and I think he was really touched by it. So that made me feel really, 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 really good. Felt really, really good. So it felt good to do something like that. My brother lost his wife just over a year ago. And, they had been married since they were in not in high school, but right after high school. So it was a long time they were married. Yeah, they met each other in high school in New York, in Long Island, if you know where that is. And they had, I think, 6 children. Yeah. And he was an Air Force guy. Yep, he served in the Air Force, so, it's something to be proud of and something to let him know that I'm proud of him. It's one thing to be proud of somebody, but it's also a good thing to let them know you're proud of them. It doesn't matter how old they are, like my brother's, like I say, 74. And if he was only 7, if you show somebody that you're proud of them, isn't that a great thing? I'm not trying to teach you anything, by the way, because I know this audience, and I know you know these things. So I'm just really having a conversation with you. But anyway, so that was my highlight of yesterday. Oh, but there was another highlight in the highlight. When I was over there. So when Robin and I were heading that way, I kept saying to Robin, I'm going to miss the dogs, because not only did he lose his wife, but in the past year, both of his dogs passed away. They were old, and they both died. And it was always so fun to go over there and have the dogs, kind of come up to me and look for a being pet, and it was always fun. So I told Robin, I said, I'm going to miss the dogs being over there. Well, guess what? One of his grandchildren had to move. One of his adult grandchildren had to move and couldn't have the dog with him. So he asked my brother, the grandson asked my brother, which is his grandpa, if he would watch the dog until he finds another place that will allow dogs. So my brother had the dog. The dog's name is Hazel. And oh my gosh, I just, if you know me, I'm just a big sucker for dogs. Just love them. Just so great. Anyway, so that was the added bonus of yesterday's visit to my brother. Not only did I get the joy of showing him that I'm proud of him, but I also got the joy of his dog, or his grandson's dog. Yeah. Okay. Well. Have it there. There's our background, I think. I think that's our background. Let me do some foreground that's almost as dark. Then I'll add things to it. So, I wanted to say that sometimes, like yesterday, I didn't talk much during the recording of the video. And that's just kind of just the way I am. I find that sometimes I'm focusing so much on what I'm doing. Like right now, I forget what I want to say, or I don't finish this thought. I've noticed that on some of the videos too, that I'll start to say something and I won't finish the thought. And I used to be a radio guy. You can't do that on radio. You can't just start a thought. You kind of have to have a complete idea. But when you're painting, it is, as I know you know this because you guys are painters also. It's it requires focus. Like right now, even though this is just dabbing and it looks like it's kind of haphazard, it does still require some focus. I gotta get this. I think I gotta get some fresh yellow out of the tube because this is all muddied up. Get some yellow. I think I have yellow in here. Maybe some light green. I probably should get some more white. I'll get some of that pale, whatever that's called. Where's my yellow? I have a tendency to lose my yellow. Wow, I don't see it. I don't see my yellow. Oh, where? How do I lose my yellow so often? Is it looking right at me and I'm not seeing it? I just don't see it. I have a canary yellow somewhere, but this is actually yellow ochre. Oh, yellow ochre. I found it. It was looking right at me. Of course. It's almost empty too. It's almost empty. You see it? It's very, very, very depleted. All right. It was looking right at me. All right, let me get a clean brush and add some yellow to the painting, and then I can do some other things. Okay, just get that yellow on there. I think I can put some up here too. Let's try to get a lot of that yellow in here. Straight out of the tube. One of the beauties of gouache is that you can get it straight out of the tube. Well, you can do that with watercolor too. But alright, let's get some more of an orangey color in there. So mix the yellow and the orange. Mix the yellow and the orange and see where it takes us. We'll get it in there. Spread the whole thing. Alright, here we go. Now we got enough yellow in there to kind of make it work. Alright, now we're going to go back to the Payne's Gray. Get that reworked up. Just go ahead and get that pretty dark over there. Get some of that orange on the edges there with the yellow. Once again, I'm not talking. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to focus here. There we go. Get some over here. Let's get this all colored in here. Do you know, did I ever tell you we saw the movie Wicked? Did you see the movie Wicked? So I purchased it through Amazon. I guess it's called Prime. And so yesterday they sent me an email saying that they have gifted me the sing-along version of it. So Robin and I watched some of it. You know, what all it is basically, it's the movie, but it has the words to the songs on the screen as it's playing. So I said to Robin, that would be great. Like if we had a young person with us that, you know, like a teenager or something, that wants to be a singer or that really loves that musical and can sing like every word to it. That'd be kind of fun. But when I was watching it with Robin, we both said, oh, I didn't know that's what they were singing, because you can't always understand what they're singing. So the words weren't necessary that Robin and I wanted to sing it, but it did help us understand what the heck they were saying. Some of the words in songs are so hard to understand. That's probably because I'm old. I know young people probably understand every word. I think I did when I was younger. The songs that I liked, I'm pretty sure that I was very familiar with whatever the song was saying. You know what I used to do? I used to buy music books because I wanted to be like the next Elton John or the next Beatles or something. I would buy music books. And yeah, I learned a lot of the songs that way. All right, let me get some kind of a colorful. I'm not really sure where I want to go with this one. Maybe it's something colorful. That's purple. That might work. Purple. What's this one? What is that one? Oh, that's called pale purple. Okay. That might work. Let's see. Let's see what we can do with these purples. Purple and pale purple. Whoa. problem with this plastic palette is it's slippery. Let me put this over here, just in case it falls off the page. The paint that slides off the page. Whoa, that came out fast. Okay. Alright, let's get a clean brush and see what we can do. Alright, let's just get some of this pale first. Yeah, I kind of like that. That kind of looks nice. This pale violet. I'll put some of the more purpley violet in there too. Kind of mix the two together. And then I can add some Payne's Gray to that, I guess, to darken it up. That's why I love Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray can change a color. Springtime. In Florida, springtime has started already, but where you are, it might just be starting in March, right? Just grab some of these yellows and get some of this Payne's Gray. Kind of mixing Payne's Gray with that violet. Let's see what happens. So yesterday, as I mentioned, I was having a good time at my brother's place, and the dog named Hazel was a young dog too, and just very playful, just wonderful. I liked seeing her, female dog, yeah. Alright, can you see what I'm trying to go for here? Can you kind of tell what I'm doing? Kind of making that a little bit in the shadows there. And then everything in the middle is going to be a lot brighter. Now this is basically just a landscape, but I do want to add a little child in there. I was so influenced by that dog yesterday, maybe I should put a dog. What do you think? A dog playing in the springtime flowers. Boy, dogs love going outside though, right? Here we go. I got some green in there now. Just a field of flowers. Yeah, it's coming. You see it? We don't want to make this too heavy because this is where I'm going to put the child. So kind of just brush it in there, dry brush-ish. I'm going to have to let it all dry too. Gotta be careful with the yellow because I don't have much left. Alright, let's add some flowers to it now. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me get some red. That's purple. Get some red. Get some red. That's called rose. That might be good. There's a blue. Let's get some bright colors here. Oh, there's a scarlet. Let me just try a few of these colors here. Let me get my skinny brush and some paint. Alright, let's put some red on the palette. Oh, that's a very bright red. That's scarlet. And what is this one? This one's called rose. Let's see what rose looks like. Okay. And blue. Get some blue. I'll put some white there too so I can lighten them. Yeah. And then I'll put some of that light green on there. I think that'll be helpful. Alright, here we go. Let me get some white on there. I always use a lot of white, it seems like. Alright, let's get that tiny little brush that I have. I have a nice tiny little brush that I like using. Is that it? That's it. Alright. So I'm going to add some little wisps, little lines. Some are light and some are dark. Little tiny lines. Doesn't have to do every single blade of grass. Just get enough on here to make it look like there's a lot of grass here. Do you hear the birds outside? They're up, they're ready to go. They're ready to look for a worm or a bug of some sort. We always say that the birds eat the worms, but they eat every bug. They eat every bug. I used to like feeding the birds. I still do. Did I ever tell you about the bird feeding thing? So after I first retired, I got a bird feeder. I got more than one bird feeder. I got several of them. And I used to love sitting on the porch watching the birds come and eat. And not only do the birds come and eat from the bird feeder, but so do the squirrels, which I loved. I know I've read people hate the squirrels eating the bird food, but I kind of like them. I kind of like seeing those squirrels. They're cute. They're up there, chomping away with their little paws, holding the food. But then, Robin and I had a squirrel living in our attic. I don't know why the bird feeder outside made the squirrel think, well, I'll just go inside. And so he did. He was living up in the attic. And we did everything to get him out of there. And finally, my son had this idea to put a speaker up there and play the sound of a hawk. I'm not kidding you. So we put a speaker up in the attic, and with the Bluetooth, we played the sound of a hawk up in the attic. Up in the attic. And so that chased away the squirrel. It worked. So there's a little idea for you. If you have a rodent in your attic, I don't know if a hawk is going to work for you, but it worked for us. It really did. It really did. It worked good too. I hear those birds outside. They're looking for food or for a mate. We try to associate human things with animals, right? I have no idea what they're actually whistling about. But if you think about it, why would they whistle for food? It's not going to come to them. So maybe they're just whistling because they're happy. And they know it. So they flap their wings. If you're happy and you know it, flap your wings. Lots and lots and lots of little lines here. Little lines. Alright, let's go ahead and add some blue. Some light blue. Little flowers. Happy little flowers. Let's get some blue over here too. Happy little flowers. I'm going to put a happy little girl, I hope. I hope I can pull that off. I mean, it looks good just as it is, right? I hope you think it looks good. Let's get some of these purple flowers in there. Purple. Put some white on that purple too. Just a little dab will do you. If you know what that's from, then you're old like me. If you know what I'm saying when I say a little dab will do you, you are up there in age. Yes, you are. Don't worry, so am I. I wouldn't have said a little dabble D if I didn't, if I wasn't old. Unless I just came up with the line on my own, which I didn't. I know you know that. What kind of things normally happen that give away your age, other than like just looking at you and seeing gray hair or something? What I think gives away your age is the music you like. So here's a story that I'm thinking about. Robin and I took a train ride, actually, an Amtrak train, to New York one time. But we didn't want to take the train both ways. So we parked my car at the Orlando airport. And then we had an Uber driver take us to the train station, which was not that far away, but you couldn't walk it. And so we got into the Uber car, and right away the guy he put on music, and the music he put on was the Beatles. And it was the song Obla Di Obla Da. And I said to Robin, he's probably playing that because we're two old white people. Two old white people. So I asked him, I said, did you pick that music because we're two old white people? And he said yes. So I thought that was so funny. Oh man. And he was honest. And I get it. I absolutely get it. He wants to give his passengers a comfortable, enjoyable ride to wherever they're going. So he instinctively knows. He's been around people enough. It's one thing when you work with the public, you sort of kind of have to know what your audience is, who your audience is. And if you're an Uber driver, your audience is that person or those people in the back seat. I know. Yeah. Little tiny dots. There's no real definition of what these dots are. I assume they're flowers in the distance. Okay, that's a nice little landscape right there. And now what I want to do is I want to put a child in the middle of that. So I have to let it dry. And that means I'm going to have to turn off the camera. And I'll be back after it dries, okay? All right. Okay. Well, I took a little coffee break. I even got some more coffee. Here it is. And now I'm going to add the little girl. Oh, I'm so nervous about this. I hope I get it right. Okay, so let me start with a smaller brush. That looks good enough. So what I want is, I kind of want her right here so the sun is a little bit, so she's off center. There's her face. There's her body with her arms spreading out. Let's see. There's her torso. Legs. Okay. Well, let's just get started. Let's see, what should I start with? burnt sienna. Some burnt sienna. There's this one color called ballet slipper. I'm going to try that one. See if I can make that work with her. Okay, here we go. Let me try this. Burnt umbrella, ballet slipper mixed together. Ballet slipper is a weird name. It almost sounds like, it almost looks like it's light pink. Alright, here we go. Let's get our little girl here. Just try to get her painted in there. I'm just going to do her face as best I can. Try to do it in such a way that the paint will stay wet. So let me get some water on it. Get that very. This is where I don't talk much. This is where I have to focus really hard. Really focus hard. Okay. It's okay to get it wet. It's okay to get it wet. Get a little bit of white in there. I think once I get the face, I'll be kind of happy. I think. What makes you happy? What makes me happy is painting a face that looks looks right, that looks good. Some of this dark under her chin, and around her eyes, on the bottom of her nose, and then let's get that smile. Very delicate. Very delicate, and then the bottom lip. Getting there. Getting there. It's okay to add a little bit of red to that, I think. Get some red and white. A little bit of pink to her cheeks. Starting to happen. I'm starting to see her face. Alright. Let's get that tiny, tiny, tiny brush and get some of those really fine details in there. Very tiny. Very tiny. Very tiny. Let me go ahead and get a little bit of water on that brush and see if I can blend that in better. So very tiny. Alright, now let's get some of that dark burnt umber. Very dark. Oh, water dripped on it. We don't want that. Oh no, that ruined it. fix it now. It's okay, I can fix it. Let me get the eyes in here first. That water drop hit the painting and it caused me a problem. Get her lips back in there. There, I fixed it. I fixed it, I think. I fixed it. Alright, let's use that same brush and the same colors and get a little bit of framework around her face. Get that really dark area right up against her face. See. Whoops, I picked up a piece of dry paint. That wasn't good. Very, very fine hairs here. I'm hoping that once I get the face done, that the rest of it is not so hard. I'm doing a mixture of orange and brown here. I want the look to be like the sun is coming through her hair. Okay, I think I got her face. Well, that's the beginning. Oh my goodness, okay. I'm gonna get her, I'm gonna have to stick with small brushes. Get her dress, top of her dress. Okay. All right. Here we go. Get her arms. The other arm. Okay. That arm looks a little long, doesn't it? That arm looks a little long. Maybe let me get some. I guess that's okay. Looks alright. I can touch it up afterwards. Alright, let me figure out a way to do her skirt now. Okay, I use that one. tiny brush for this one. There we go. Now we gotta put the legs in there. Alright, I think I should use that same small brush. Alright, so the legs should be like that. And then one here. Okay. One leg is coming down here. now I think I'm going to add a few more wisps on the ground. Okay, the battery ran out on my other camera. So, and I'm almost done. So I'm using my phone now to finish up the painting. I guess I'm almost done. I just wanted to add some flowers because I kind of didn't do her foot really well. So I thought if I just add some flowers, like right here, and she's running through the flowers, and then that'll be all I do. So just a little extra more here on the painting. I hope you don't mind that it took me so long. I'm going to upload it in real time because I've heard from some of you that say you like it in real time. Because I guess with today's technology and everything, you don't really need to have me time lapse it and all that. But I'll probably do that now and then still. Just for now, I thought I would just kind of finish it up because I think I like it the way it is. You know, she's not as young of a girl as I thought she would look. She looks a little bit older, but I'm still happy with it. And I think I'm done. So I know it's just a little bit extra that I needed to do on my phone. But there it is. Alright, let me wrap up the video. So there's how it ended up. And it's probably the same picture you saw when I started the video. But I just thought it would be cool to have a young girl running through a field of flowers. And I know it took a long time. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.